SpongeBob can solo any universe, no diff. Now, when most people look at SpongeBob, they just assume he's just a cute little yellow fella. Now, somebody who's watched this episode of Death Battle knows that SpongeBob actually solos. You might be all like, bro, SpongeBob's so tiny though. Despite that, he was able to effortlessly rotate the entire Earth. And believe it or not, that's probably the least impressive thing he's done that I'm gonna talk about in this video. Also, if it isn't obvious, I got all this information from Death Battle. Because there's another time where he unraveled the entire universe in 8 seconds. Puts his speed at 8 times 10 to the power of 78 times the speed of light, which is pretty goddamn fast. That's basically teleporting at that point. Not to mention unraveling the whole universe. You might be all like, well, I can smash him or throw him a shredder. Well, he's just gonna regenerate. This man, SpongeBob, has survived being burned alive and being completely disintegrated. Like, sure, in the first movie, he died to a bright light, but clearly he got buffed in the second movie because the dolphin gave him the ability to breathe on land. Now he's unstoppable. And I ain't even done talking about his abilities yet. He can literally clone himself through asexual reproduction, can make bubbles that come to life and can aid him, and can create homing missiles, and he can also do the exact same thing with his pencil, and said pencil also allows him to hop dimensions. You can see that SpongeBob is definitely not one to be taken lightly. And just to hammer that point on, I am going to make him face 4 characters that I hear the most being called the most powerful characters, or at the bare minimum, very powerful. Those characters being One Punch Man, Goku, Kirby, and Creative Mode Minecraft Steve, along with an extra bonus character that is going to be saved till the end. Also, I'm not going to go into any of these characters' stats too much. I'm just going to talk about stuff that would be important to the fight. If you want to know more about all those characters' stats, you could go watch Death Battle and Game Theory. I'll link all the videos in the description, and if I don't, please remind me to in the comments. Anyway, SpongeBob v One Punch Man, negative diff. All One Punch Man can do at the end of the day is run at the speed of light, which compared to SpongeBob is slow, and punch really hard. There's also some confusion that people think that One Punch Man can kill anybody in one punch, when no, he's just really strong at punching. Death Battle calculated his strongest punch would be enough to destroy Uranus. However, SpongeBob has survived the entire ocean falling at him at once in this little bag, which would be enough to destroy Jupiter 13 times. And bro was fine. So because of that, One Punch Man is getting flat. Next up, Goku. Goku could try trapping SpongeBob, but SpongeBob could just get out with his magical pencil. His Kamehamehas might actually do some kind of damage to SpongeBob, but there's no reason to assume SpongeBob won't just regenerate from that. On the contrary, there's nothing stopping SpongeBob from using his pencil to erase Goku out of existence, or simply just punching him really hard, which, although Goku wouldn't die from one of SpongeBob's punches, after a while SpongeBob's regeneration would outlast Goku. Now, because SpongeBob wouldn't be able to instantly kill Goku, I wouldn't say that this is a negative diff, but because I can't really see too many situations where Goku would win, I'm going to have to give this a low diff. You know, maybe if Goku was subscribed to me, maybe the results would have turned out differently. They wouldn't, but you know what? You could subscribe and you could get more of these daily videos, and like this video and comment on this video and share the video, because that lets YouTube know that you like my content. Next up, we got Kirby. In my opinion, Kirby is a way more fitting opponent than most of the characters here. I mean, they're both really dumb characters who are still able to kill gods at the end of the day. However, who would win this fight? Well, Kirby actually does have an advantage against SpongeBob and would definitely be able to get SpongeBob initially, and that is sucking him up. Since SpongeBob is extremely light, it would be extremely easy for Kirby to just suck SpongeBob up and take his powers. Right? Wrong. You see, Kirby doesn't kill you and take your powers instantly like a lot of people assume, probably because they only play him in Smash Bros. No, what happens is he sends you to a different dimension, then kills you there. However, SpongeBob can hop dimensions, completely negating this. Also, he could just grow inside and become too big for Kirby to eat, even in his most powerful form. Because SpongeBob did once soak up enough water to replace the moon. So yeah, theoretically, he could get that big. When it comes to strength and defense, they're pretty evenly matched. SpongeBob has strong enough to destroy and tank planets, and so is Kirby. And both of them are quite squishy, and both attacks are pretty much useless against them. However, SpongeBob's regenerative abilities and, of course, the magic pencil would grant him the victory in the end. However, Kirby could definitely kill SpongeBob if he isn't going about this carefully. So I'm actually going to give this a mid-diff. Not exactly evenly matched, but SpongeBob would definitely have to start trying here. To round out the four, we got Creative Minecraft Steve. Now, the main thing that makes Creative Minecraft Steve so strong is one, he could actually, according to the game theory video, he actually has unlimited strength, but also because in his games, you actually can't hurt him through any traditional means. And he's also immune to most potion effects. Like, sure, you might see the effect, but most of the time, Steve is completely unharmed. Therefore, any potion effects, you could just throw out the window. It's not going to do anything. You could also just teleport you over a volcano and boom, instant death. However, I think it's safe to say that SpongeBob would be able to take most of this, because SpongeBob, again, has survived being turned into literal ashes. And as for the black hole, well, black holes can suck up things at the speed of light, and SpongeBob moves much faster. Therefore, you just run out of the black hole. And before you say, actually, what if Steve gets him too close to the black hole? Well, then Steve might risk himself getting destroyed if the black hole is strong enough. Now, are there any traditional ways SpongeBob could kill Steve? Well, I got one, and it all boils down to the weapon that SpongeBob has been relying on through most of this video, the magical pencil, which could one-shot Steve easily. It's not a potion effect or anything of the sort, therefore, Steve would actually be defeated. Now, with Steve's constant teleporting, it might make this fight a bit hard for SpongeBob. Despite that, I'm actually going to give this a low mid-diff. Again, SpongeBob would have to try a little bit here, but not too much. Finally, the most powerful character in fiction, said by some. The one man who I think actually has a more than a fair chance to defeat SpongeBob. Popeye the Sailor Man. Yeah, but anyway, he has the exact same amount of regenerative abilities as SpongeBob. I mean, once he was completely disintegrated, but then his nothingness ate a can of spinach and he came right back. And before you say, what if SpongeBob destroys all the spinach? Popeye has painted spinach into existence before, so that wouldn't be an easy way to kill him. This renders almost all of SpongeBob's weapons useless against Popeye. Also, Popeye is actually stronger than a star, and although SpongeBob could regenerate from this, this would definitely do severe damage to my boy SpongeBob. However, on the contrary, SpongeBob has a ton of immunities to Popeye's attacks. Popeye can just turn people into a bunch of eggs, even without spinach. However, SpongeBob can clone himself and shapeshift his body already. So if he gets turned into eggs, he could just go back to his regular self. And after thinking for a while, at first I thought that, man, this fight seems like it's gonna end in a tie or it's just never going to end. Until I thought a bit more. SpongeBob has actually been able to break the fourth wall and retell his own story. I haven't said this ability yet because I feel like it would be way too overpowered to use on those other weaklings, but it's the only way SpongeBob can actually kill Popeye here. However, he can't just wish Popeye to be gone directly. You see, God himself in Popeye's universe turned off the entire universe, and then Popeye was still there. God was all like, bro, how are you still here? I turned off the universe. And Popeye was just like, I just ignored you. However, Popeye's dad did not eat his spinach. So, what SpongeBob could do is get rid of Popeye's dad, his mom, his entire family tree, get rid of the invention of spinach, and then, finally, Popeye the Sailor Man would die. Saying that though, this would be an extremely close fight. So I'm going to give this extremely high diff. And with that being said, remember, God does not hide in heaven because he's afraid what humans have done to Earth. He hides because he's scared that SpongeBob might get him. So the comment of the day goes to Feather Guardian 6000. Man, it feels like whenever he comments, he just leaves the best comments ever. Hey, like that video about me talking about SpongeBob? Well, I got more videos where I rant about things, so why don't you go check those videos out? And YouTube thinks you're gonna like this video on the right side, so why don't you go check it out?